most important thing is when you have a business card is, what do you do? If you're a butcher, put a butcher on there. If you're a hairdresser, put a hairdresser on there. You know, if you're a developer, put developer and put on the back of it exactly what you're after. I want DA sites, DA approved. I want this, I want whatever. You know, make it really clear. And for all of you young people out there, do it in dark writing in big letters. Because anyone of my era is having eye problem. I don't care how hard, funny, and beautiful the trendy little card might look, but if you can't read it, it's useless. So big letters, guys. It's not till you get to this age and you don't even think about it when you're younger, because you can read everything, but you can't when you're up here. So big letters, say what you are, advertise what you are, talk to everybody. It is very much a people business. And then, there's the newspapers, there's Gumtree, there's Facebook, there's all of those things are really low-cost effort for you to get out there and do things. Advertise what you do. Put an ad in the paper saying, looking for a 3-bedroom house on a 1,000 square metre block. How much does an ad in the paper cost? How much does an ad on Gumtree cost? Not much. Not much at all. So put out there what you're actually after. Now, of course, to be able to do that, you've got to know what you want. I say all the time, that is the hardest thing you're going to have to commit to. Where's your peg in the sand? Because if you can understand what your peg in the sand is, then you can start to put it into place. You can articulate what you want. You can tell somebody else what you want. You can tell the buyer's agent. You can put the ad in because you know what you're after. But until you've made these decisions back here, you're fluffing in the wind. That's all you're doing. Off-market deals. Create your own deals. Now, this is along the same kind of lines, particularly if it is for development, or for subdivision, or for strata. The best deals never hit the market. The best deals are the ones that you go out there and create for yourself. And this starts with your target area. Take subdivision as an example. Target a suburb that fits your price point. So this is where all that stuff that I do at the boot camp of how much can you afford and how much is a deal going to cost and, therefore what kind of property can you get into, what's your maximum value of property that you can get into. When you've done all that, then you can backstep and say, okay, what suburbs in my city or in another city or whatever else can I afford at that price point? So that narrows down where you start looking for starters. And then at that price point, then get in there and go, all right, in this suburb that I can now afford, given that I've got to be able to do the doing of the deal and whatever else, start to look at your Google Maps, start to look at your council maps, see what the places are zoned for, start to know what the town plan says and what block size you need to have to be able to break it down into 2 as an example. Or if you're looking for blocks of units, have a look on the town plan. It'll soon show you which ones are blocks of units. Go and find out who the owners are. Investor, they do all of that stuff. You can find out who the owners are. Victoria's a little bit more difficult, but everywhere else it's a piece of cake. Go to Victoria and you might have to go through a couple of real estate agents. I think it's okay, pay them to do the work for you. But find out who the owner is and go directly. That deal that Ian talked about, that he said is his best deal, his best deal that he's done, that's now going to be turned into, 34 room rentals on a 5-year fixed contract and all these great rentals in Sydney. That deal was only got because I said to him, go and talk to the owner directly. Knock on his door. So he had to have the guts to go and knock on the guy's door and says, look, you can kick me out if you want to, but I want to. I would like to buy your property. I don't seem to be getting anywhere with the agent, etc. And he cut the deal on the doorstep. Went back to the agent, and then got that told him to write up the paperwork for the deal, etc., etc. But that deal was got because he had the guts to go and talk to the owner directly. So if you want those kind of deals, the best deals are the ones where you negotiate directly. Now his was actually advertised, but there's the same thing with off-market deals. Most of them aren't advertised. I say go and walk the streets. Go and have a look. You guys that are in your cars, that work for a living in a car of some description, or like a courier or a taxi driver or a truck driver or a salesperson, where you're out poking around all the time, a gardener, a tradie, whoever. You're out there amongst it all the time, a police officer, anybody who spends an amount of their work time out driving around. You are so fortunate, because you've got deals in front of you all the time. Look for distressed properties, look for long grass, look for dilapidated, look for big blocks, look for precedents in the area where you've got a subdivision just gone in over there and you've got another one around the corner and you've got a little old crappy old house sitting here on something that you could do something with. Take a picture of it, note the address of it, then go back to your office at night, go and look it up. Find out who owns it. Find out when they bought it. Find out how much they paid for it. How long ago?
We've moved from just the standard residential purchase, the splitters, and now doing commercial blocks. We got the 5-storey 14-unit development that we're now doing as well. So just our attitude to the types of purchases, the type of property that we're looking at has certainly changed, and that's just been that progression. Maybe 2 years ago we weren't ready, or we were just stuck in that rut, so in this 2 years we've certainly moved ahead on that. It'd all be different, but we've just found her so good. Her generosity with time is, I just can't express it. It's been great. Now we're starting to and try and educate our children. Just the other week we've purchased a property with our youngest son. We'll kind of go into a joint venture with him, and more from a training point of view, education point of view, so that it'll end up being a splitter, and then we'll put a couple of dual occupancies on it. But it's really the education for him as we progress. Again, that's 12, 18 months ago. We wouldn't have even been considering that. So.